Hello everyone, that manga kid here. I was tagged by Bizarre Individual to do the tag 10 questions by created by aMeskeOHJ. Sorry, I do not know how to pronounce your YouTube name there, but it'll be in the title anyway. There's 10 questions about manga, so I'm just gonna get right into them. Which is the best of the big three? I have read quite a bit of Naruto as well as quite a bit of One Piece. Um, I own some random volumes of Naruto, and then I own like physical copies of Shonen Jump when they used to print physical magazines. Um, and that's where I had been reading One Piece, and then I started reading it from the library. I personally think I like One Piece better. I find it's an easy one that when I'm really bored and I want something really quick, I can just flip through a volume and enjoy it. Whereas Naruto, I just kept losing interest in the story once it got to a certain point, and I just find that I don't care anymore. Not that I super care about One Piece, but I find the characters to be more fun, and it's just easier for me to pick up every once in a while and enjoy and laugh and whatever. So I think I like One Piece the best. Number two is the best shonen after 2015. I don't read a lot of shonen. The only thing I could come up with from my collection is possibly kind of cheating, because this in Japan, Silver Spoon was started releasing, I believe, in 2010. However, it is new to be releasing here, and it's listed as a shonen on my anime list. So I guess this counts since it only recently started releasing in North America in physical copy. Um, but yeah, Silver Spoon is an awesome manga about this guy who moves to the country to go to a farming high school. He's from the city and thinks it's going to be super easy to just breeze through high school if it's a farming high school since he's really smart. However, he's not good at manual labor. He knows nothing about farming, and he's with a bunch of students who have grown up on farms. So, yeah, it's absolutely hysterically funny by the same author that does Full Metal Alchemist, which I have not read. This is the only thing by this creator, Hiromu Arakawa, that I've actually read or watched the anime for. But yeah, I guess this counts. Question three is the oldest volume of manga that I have. I am willing to bet it is volume 1 of Mai the Psychic Girl. This is an old Viz release. The copyright in this says 1989, but I don't know if that is when this actual book, this specific print of the book was released. I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain this is the oldest book in my collection. Number 4 is the newest volume I own. That would be Gantz Omnibus 1. This is just released by Dark Horse last month. I am most of the way through it at this point, but this is definitely the newest thing I've picked up. And number 5 is who is my favorite character. I have two. I have always loved Yano from We Were There. This is a shoujo series. Yano is not a likable guy, at least to the reader, but for some reason I have a soft spot for him. He is my profile picture for my channel, if you didn't know that already. The first time I read it through, I hated him. I despised him, but I've read this like probably a dozen times. I've read this series, and for some reason I have a soft spot for Yano. The other character I really like is from Kimi ni Todoroki, another shoujo series, and it is Ayane. I've always liked her. She's one of the best friends of the main character, Sawako. Unfortunately, this volume only has like 2 panels with Ayane actually in it, and this is the only volume of Kimi ni Todoroki that I actually own. So that is the only picture you get of her, but Ayane from Kimi ni Todoroki and Yano from We Were There, I've always really, really liked. I just find that Ayane is so funny and doesn't want to show anybody her vulnerable side, but she's really adorable when she is actually opening up to people, and I just always really liked that about her. Number 6, the words used in this question make me cringe. I don't know why. I will not read this question out, but I'm just gonna change it to who is like my manga crush, and that would be My Little Monster. I've always liked Yamaken, the blonde guy here. I just find him to be really entertaining. I think he's cute. He's just adorable to me. Actually, everybody in this series is really, really cute, but for some reason, Yamaken, I've always kind of had a thing for. I think he's great. Number 7 is what's my guilty pleasure manga? I don't think I have one, honestly. And I have a lot of what some would consider trash in my collection. I got a lot of yaoi. I have a lot of semi-erotic things going on in my collection, but I'm not really ashamed of any of it. I don't really care. If somebody opens it up and they're disturbed by it, that's their problem. They shouldn't be touching my books. So yeah, I'm not really ashamed of anything I own. Number 8 is how do I organize my manga? If you watch my manga collection video, my most recent one, I have my shelf that I custom built so that it fits the size of the different manga. So I kind of have it organized by size, and then I literally just put things wherever they fit. And I rearrange my collection on a very regular basis, so there is really no rhyme or reason to it, except that I make it so I think it's aesthetically pleasing to me, and that the sizes all line up, and that's pretty much it. Number 9 is what manga character do I call my hero? Unfortunately, I do not own Wandering Sun. However, my answer would be any of the characters dealing with gender identity in Wandering Sun. That manga is by Takako Shimura, released by Fantagraphics Books. They only released the first 8 volumes because they weren't selling well, and then they dropped it. I don't think we will ever get the full series of Wandering Sun, and unfortunately at the time I could not afford to buy $30 a volume because they're hardcovers, so I don't have those. But yeah, any of the characters in Wandering Sun dealing with gender identity, just like it, that manga literally saved my life. And the other ones that really helped as well were Haruhi from Host Club, or in High School Host Club, and also Aoi here from Maid-sama. Basically, any character that was portrayed in manga that explored gender identity in a way that wasn't the butt end of a joke, but they actually talked about it in a sort of sensitive way and really asserted their own identity, was a hero to me. And these two, as well as Wandering Sun, I read when I was 13 or 14 years old, and I really needed role models like that in my life. And it just so happened that those role models came from manga, and it was Aoi, Haruhi, and then a couple of characters from Wandering Sun. Highly recommend reading Wandering Sun if you can get your hands on the volumes. Hopefully one day in the future they will release the rest of it here, or someone else will another company will buy the license for it and release it, because that is my ultimate dream, is to own that series. But yeah, so those are the characters that that I would consider heroes to me, because they really, really helped me out while I was growing up. And then number 10 is, what is the last manga I dropped and why? The only manga, I think, that I own that I dropped is Blood Lad. I only own this volume. This is a 2-in-1 omnibus by Yen Press. I bought this, I think, when I was 14. I was at Chapters, and I just saw it and went, oh, this looks so cool. It kind of reminded me of Soul Eater with, like, the kind of just the aesthetic of it. And I went, oh, I'm going to love this. I did not like it at all. I don't know what's wrong with it, like why I don't like it, because at the time, this is the kind of stuff that I was reading and watching, and I don't know why I don't like it to this day. I still don't understand why I don't like it, but I just don't. And I regret paying for this, because this was like $20 in Canada. Yeah, $20.99. And I bought it because I loved the cover and thought I'd love it, and I really hated it. And to this day, like, I can't get rid of it because I feel bad for paying that much for this. But I feel like I have to read it again, but yeah, I dropped this. I have no interest in reading this. It's about this guy who's like the demon lord or something, and he's obsessed with Japanese culture. He ends up, this girl dies or something and becomes a ghost that follows him around. He's trying to bring her back to the human world. He ends up getting distracted by Japan and something like that. I don't really know. All I know is I really didn't like it. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it entertaining. I like the art style. I like the character designs, and that is about it. But yeah, I dropped that, and this is probably, I think, the only thing in my collection that I've dropped ever. So yeah, that is all 10 questions. I will type them out in the description below. I'm not going to tag anybody because I don't even remember who everybody else tagged at this point. So if you watch my videos and you want to make a response video, go ahead. That's fine with me, but I'm not going to try and figure out who to tag. But I will put the questions in the description so that if you do want to do a video, feel free. Yeah, so thank you, Bizarre Individual, for tagging me, and that's it. If you have any questions about anything I showed, want to chat about any of the stuff, any of the questions in the comments with me, absolutely be my guest. And yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.